Sometimes we get into a rut and we don't know how to get out of it. It's kind of like we're spiraling down, over, under, left, right, and can't really get out of it. And I've definitely experienced this multiple times in my current business, in other businesses, and other jobs, where I just feel like stuck, that I can't move really from the position that I'm in. And really, what it comes down to is just not being in the right mental headspace. It's taken me a really long time, and it's still something that I really need to work on today in terms of understanding when I get into a headspace, an energetic frequency of feeling blah. And one of the things that I ask myself is, what would make me feel better in this moment? It could be going for a walk outside, watching a favorite TV show, cooking something, and being honest with myself and understanding that I need to shift my energy is really important and really powerful. And I feel like when we are in those moments of transition, so whether you're going through your Saturn return, that existential crisis in your late 20s, you're looking to switch jobs, maybe pivot or start your own business, whatever it may be, there can be a lot of tension, a lot of friction in the mind as you try to understand what are my next steps, but I'm really unsure what they might be. I don't know what action to take. I'm afraid to make a mistake. And I am here to remind you that no decision is ever going to be the wrong decision. Everything that you do is what you're meant to be doing right now. There are lessons you need to learn, and you have to go through enough hard moments for you to realize how to get yourself out of it. And sometimes we repeat these patterns, repeat these cycles to the point where we cannot do it anymore. And that's when we are able to break free. And one of the cycles that I'm currently dealing with is knowing that I shouldn't give up and that all of my efforts, no matter how small, how big, all the hours that I put into my business are resulting in something tangible sooner or later. And knocking on wood, sooner rather than later. So, really thinking about where you are right now, acknowledging you might be feeling frustrated, you might be feeling some tension, some anxiety, and just wanting to get to the other side. And first, allowing that awareness to come in, and then asking yourself, how can I feel better? What can I do to feel better? And oftentimes, it's doing a completely different thing. And what I've realized by looking at my astrology to understand how I can get unstuck, how I can feel better. Now, the episode before this was about the moon sign and how to deal with burnout, how to self-care, self-soothe, and kind of give you what you need. That's the moon sign. And today's episode is all about your Mars placement. Your Mars placement will help you get unstuck when you feel a little blah personally and or professionally. What I've really realized is Mars is the planet of action, of passion. It's leadership. It is the sign that also rules conflict. It's how we take action, how we lead. And to understand your Mars placement is to understand how you work. And last year, I was going through a lot of ups and downs, like cycles I couldn't really get out of. I was feeling very down, waking up and feeling very stressed and not really thinking and believing that all of my actions, everything that I was doing was actually helping me to move forward. It just felt like a lot of friction, a lot of like I take 2 steps forward, but then take 5 steps back. And what really helped me was looking at my Mars placement and understanding, okay, so as an example, my Mars is in Aries, so it's very action oriented. It is in the sign that it rules. So for me, doing something creative, taking action and moving my body is going to be very, very helpful. So I started running. I started running every single day, running for like 30 to 45 minutes, running until I felt less tension in my chest, less mental tension. And so if you're listening to this podcast and you also have a fire sign for Mars, so your Mars is either in Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, you can look to moving your body, doing something creative, taking action to be ways to get unstuck. So I did that for quite some time. And now I know anytime I feel a bit stuck, I move my body. I do something that allows me to really raise my heartbeat. And I also spend some time in the sun. Those are important things as well for a fire sign. And really embracing those moments instead of pushing it away, embracing the feeling of being stuck, and then acknowledging, okay, now I want to change this. What can I do to change this? And really, a good rule of thumb is anytime you feel like analysis paralysis, you can't make a decision, make any decision. When you take action, more clarity comes your way. Okay, so now we're going to move on to an earth sign being Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. If your Mars is in Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, you will find that to get unstuck, it'll be very helpful to also reconnect with your body, to reconnect with your emotions. Notice how emotions show up in the body and to create a plan of action for yourself. And maybe talking to someone to help you feel a little bit more accountable as well. When Mars is in an earth sign, it's very practical. It's very organized. It's very reliable. It's very stable. And so when you feel a bit stuck, really getting in touch with your emotional side will give you some more insights to, maybe I haven't been paying to my emotions, how emotions show up in my body. And that's why I feel like things are a little bit amiss. And I really believe if you listen to the episode before about moon signs, you can apply all the things I shared about each of the elements to your Mars placement as well. And I think that doing something, getting connected to the earth, walking outside, some nature walks, tending to plants will also be very helpful as well. Now, moving on to air signs. So if your Mars is in Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, you need to talk it out. Write things down and connect with others, maybe going to some network events to get unstuck, getting someone's opinion, getting involved in a mastermind. So when a group of people come together on a consistent basis, it could be like paid coaching. It could be something free that you just get together with, people in your industry or a group of friends so that you can talk through your problems. This is going to feel a lot better because when Mars is in an air sign, you tend to take action by gathering information and also engaging with people and talking through that information and then writing it down, processing it, and then making it into something that is easily understood by yourself and others. So with Mars in an air sign, gathering information and also talking it out with people and kind of talking about, wonder why I'm getting a bit stuck. This is going to be very powerful to allow you to move forward. Lastly, water signs. So if your Mars is in Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, this is an invitation to reconnect with your practices that help you to build emotional literacy, but taking it one step further because your Mars is in a water sign, how you can build a deeper understanding and connection and trust with your emotions. Because if your Mars is in a water sign, you really act from a place of deep knowing of that internal truth. So that requires you to have daily practices and consistent practices that allow you to connect with your emotions to really kind of I don't always like to use the word control, but control is going to be one of those things so that you understand how you process your emotions and what your emotions are communicating with you. So you get stuck because your intuition is a bit clouded. And to reconnect with your intuition is to really incorporate those practices on a daily, consistent basis to reconnect with your inner voice, your inner truth. And your intuition likes to communicate through your body as well. So pay attention to your emotions, learn how to transmute your emotions and what each emotion is telling you what you really need, and develop a deeper connection to your intuition. So I hope that going through the elements will help you better understand how to get unstuck. It's always a good reminder of, oh, when I feel this way, I'm like, oh, it's easy to get stuck in that spiral. But when I'm able to have that awareness of like, okay, I'm getting unstuck, I have an actionable tool, astrology, that allows me to understand, okay, so my Mars in Aries, I probably need to move my body, kind of get rid of the stagnant energy, this trapped energy in my body. And then it really is quite helpful. But everything I shared for all the elements are going to be different practices that you can try out and kind of combine and incorporate to see what's going to work the best for you, because it's not just one placement that allow you to understand, oh, this is how I can, get out of the rut that I'm in. You can really do all of these things and kind of see what resonates most with you, because, looking at your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising, your Mars placement, many other placements, and kind of combining all those things will give you a more holistic understanding of, what's going on in your life right now. And what do you need to kind of shift your energy and to feel more expansive, more spacious, more bold, or really whatever you desire to feel. If you don't know your Mars placement, go to yoursaturn.com to get your free career astrology report. And if you would like more in-depth, personalized information, book a reading with me. I'd love to share more.